Hi everyone. This lecture is about Ventura College Glaze, and you can see this chalkboard right here. Hopefully everybody already take a picture of it. If not, you can kind of look at this chart right here. So I just kind of want to tell you how to read this chart. So basically, you can see content glaze. That means all these glaze right here gonna fire to about 2380 or possibly around there, 2380. That's called content. And so we will spell out content glaze right in here. So how do you see this? If you notice, there's a whole bunch of glaze right in here. But if you look at closely, actually they are three as a group. Okay, three as a group. So you can differentiate by you can realize it's like, say, all glaze are on porcelain, B-mix, and Amador. So that means, for example, right in here, the far right here, it's going to be porcelain, B-mix, and Amador. Notice they are actually exactly same glaze. We all fire to reduction firing. They are exactly the same glaze, but you do notice that actually colors are quite different. The reason they're different is because all three of them are on a different clay body. So we're talking about clay body. There is a few different clay body. One is porcelain, one is stoneware, one is earthenware. So what we have right here is porcelain on this one right here. This is called Yoshi-chan. So with the glaze like this, Yoshi-chan right here on porcelain gonna look like this. On a B-mix, which is stoneware, gonna look like this. On Amador, which is a little bit of a red iron in there, it's gonna look like this. And this is about the fantastic things and amazing things about glaze is even though it's one glaze, but on three different clay body has three different effects. And not to mention that, let's come to here. This is called Ventura White. That's very popular in the classroom because everybody loves white. So again, we notice that this far one, we read these three as a group. The far one would be a Ventura White on porcelain. The middle one would be Ventura White on B-mix. And then the one that close to me would be Amador, which is Ventura White on Amador. And again, come in here when you're picking the glaze, make sure you pick, like three as a group, reading a three as a group. Okay, so again, this will be a Ventura White. One more thing I want you to notice also is how the characteristic of how we dipping the glaze. So you can see it right here. On top right here, say two dip and then one dip. That means when we take a glaze test tile, we basically dip this whole thing in the glaze one time. Okay. After we take it out, maybe lasts for like 2 seconds. After take it out, we actually glaze on the angle, which is right here, one more dip. So a very clear definitions. I mean, a very clear example right in here. This is a Ventura White on Amador, so you can see a very distinctions between this is two coat, this is one coat. Okay, again like this. We dip this side, two coats. So that tells you application is a huge part of it. So that doesn't mean you say, okay, I want the glaze very white, so I dip it like 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 times. So what happened with that is because the glaze, the surface of glaze cannot adhesive on the glaze cannot adhesive on your pot, and because inside the kiln temperature 2380 still have a gravity still exists. So if you overglaze your pot, if you overglaze it, everything gonna come down and drip all over. So we really discourage the students actually overglazing. But I rather you kind of underglaze a little bit than the overglaze. Again, these are all our best glaze test style. So hopefully this is how you read our Ventura College glaze. Go get some work.